Went to a small local con this weekend, NOLA Comic Con, and I picked up some books, so let's talk about what I got. Alright, welcome back. I haven't done a haul video in a little while, so let's go through this. I'm going to talk about what books I picked up, why I picked them up, and yeah, let's go. So first up, Nova, issue number 8. I picked this up because it is the first appearance of Cosmo, the Russian astronaut dog, who is a big part of the Guardians of the Galaxy throughout comic history, and character that I wanted to pick up the first appearance of eventually, just because I think he's a cool character. But this is also a really cool Nova cover, so doubles in benefit there. Next up, this is Sleepwalker issue number 1. I did also come across a 9/8 of Sleepwalker issue number 1. This is the first Sleepwalker in this here, and I don't know, he's an interesting character in some weird ways, but I never had picked up his issue number 1, so I figured this was a good time to get it while I saw it. Pretty cheap. The 9/8 was actually pretty expensive, so I did not want to go down that route for that book. Let's go to something different here. We have The Woods, issue number 10. And it's got a signature on there. You may recognize that signature as James Tynion. That is his signature. There is a certificate of authenticity there as well. But that's why I picked this up solely, and it was $10. I love The Woods. It's a random issue in there. Great cover artwork on this book by Michael Dialanis, and he is one of my favorite artists, so I love that aspect of this as well. So that's why I got this one. Next up, we have Shield issue number 2. I believe this is a 1 in 10 or 1 in 25 variant for this book. It is early Miss Marvel, and she is fighting this villain. It's the only time she fights this villain, but I thought this was a cool issue when I read it back when this came out, like 2015 or so. But this is also a really cool Miss Marvel cover, and not one that people talk about. So for me, this is just a PC. All of these are for the PC, really, and I just like it. This one I thought was cool, and for the price I thought was awesome. So this is Excalibur. I think it's The Sword is Drawn, something like that is the thing there. But this is the first appearance of the Excalibur team here, and try to get the glare off of here. This is also the version that does not have a price on it, so it is a little bit rarer, a little bit harder to find, versus the one that I have already has a price on the cover. So I figured it can't hurt to pick this one up because it is cool in that regard, and I think I have the regular price, and I have a reprint price variant as well. I like the Excalibur team. It's a pretty cool team of mutants, and yeah, so that's why I got that one. Moving on, Guardians of the Galaxy number 1 here with this cool Scotty Young cover with Groot and Rocket on there. And this one was part of a couple books I picked up that were $5 each, and you could buy 4, get 1 free. So, you know, saving a little bit off of that $5, so really coming out to like $3.75, I think, if I do the math right. Maybe less, or more. So, yeah, just a cool Scotty Young cover for Rocket and Groot, who are 2 of my favorite characters. And I've got some Young Avengers books here. Young Avengers number 3, which I did not have yet for my Young Avengers run. I'm missing most. Honestly, I'm probably about halfway collected through the 12-issue run now. So after this and this, issue number 8, with Patriot on the cover there. This one, we've got Hulkling, Wiccan, Iron Lad, Patriot, all on this cover. So I love the Young Avengers team. I first read them in a fully collected hardcover of the story, 1 through 12 issues. So I've been going back, slowly picking them up over time now as I come across them out in the wild. I haven't been specifically hunting them down by buying them online or anything, but I'm getting there. I've had 1 in 6 for longer, so covered on that. The more expensive ones there. Next, I picked up Sex Criminals #1. I have not read this series yet, but I love Chip Zdarsky's writing, so figured this may be a good way to check this out. Also, this cover is hilarious, and it is the second printing of the 4th printing. So the humor with all of this is great. From the creators of Sex Criminals #1, 4th printing, 1st printing. So also their 6th printing cover was hilarious as well. I almost picked up both, but just decided to go with this one. Next, I've got some Wicked and Divine books that I picked up. I think these might be counting down. I got issue number 5 here. Issue number 4. There's no issue number 3, but issue number 2. And then 2 different variants for issue number 1 here. I really recognize this art style, but I cannot place it. It looks like, actually, it's probably the same artist that does the variant for Young Avengers Volume 2, #1. It looks very, very similar. I'm blanking on who that could be, though. And then the cover B for Wicked and Divine #1 here. Love this series, so I had to get some of that. And then lastly, I picked this up. Those were, I think all of those were at one booth. And then this I got at another booth. This is the first appearance of Hazmat, Metal, Striker, Veil, and Finesse, part of the Avengers Academy. I got it because I really like the character Hazmat. I actually first was introduced to her in the current Captain Marvel run, surprisingly, of all places. And yeah, so I wanted to get her first appearance. Bonus is that there are all these other Avengers Academy characters that first appear here, and the price was pretty reasonable. Alright, last but not least, you probably saw there was a slab in there. So what slab did I get? I picked up Hawkeye #1, 9/8. This is Ramon Watts' first appearance, which is her best friend, and I believe the character's name that she takes on when she gets powers is Alloy. So, pretty cool book. I've got some raw. I was going to send some in for grading, but now I don't have to. I've got the 9/8 now, and honestly, the cost and convenience compared to what I would have spent sending it in, it's pretty equal. So, that was a cool find, but that was everything I picked up at the con. It's a pretty small con. There was maybe 3 vendors with comics. Maybe there was one more with like a small thing of dollar books, but not a lot of vendors selling comics. There was one really good one that maybe I could have found some stuff at if I really wanted to keep looking, but did not. And then one that didn't really have too much at it other than a couple books up on like their wall section. Everything else that was in the bins was not good stuff. Creator-wise, there wasn't really anybody there, anybody that I hadn't really come across before at local cons. Like Sam De La Rosa does a lot of local cons here, and so he was set up. But yeah, a really small con, but still pretty cool for a couple hours to hang out at, check out some comics, and find some cool things. So that's it. Thank you for watching this. A little bit different video. I haven't done one of these in a while. If you've made it here and you're new to the channel, please go hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell notification button so you know when new videos are dropping. Also, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think of those books that I've picked up, and hit the like button on the way out. See you guys next time. As always, collect what you love.